Greetings. This is Attorney Della, Della, Welch, Welch. I'm a member of the California Bar, and I've been an attorney for 42 years. And in this capacity, I've done hundreds of divorces. And by being a divorce attorney, I learned many things. I learned there are low conflict divorces where people get along so well, it looks like they could stay married. And I've dealt with high conflict divorces. But what I wanted to do was make a little warning of prevention so you don't get in the wrong relationship. Many couples are looking for Mr. or Mrs. Right. And based on my experience as a divorce attorney, I want to provide some suggestions. I heard a funny joke, and it is a joke about online dating. We know in our society today, there's a lot of online dating. People are getting caught in the internet. So this is a joke about someone said, my father's going on a dating site to select a marriage partner. And the company who did the matchup matched him with a massage chair and a TV. Well, we don't want to match you with a massage chair or a TV. We understand that selecting a partner is a significant decision. So what you want to do is select the right one and be the right one. Many people have been married 2 or 3 times in our society, some of them 6 or 7. I say they're like potato chips. One leads to another. They can't stop with just one. But maybe we can look at some of the possible problems. In my experiences, finances have been a big problem. People before they marry should discuss finances and how the money should be spent. I know Mr. Doe, and he is renting a place for $4,500 per month in order to live in a very prestige area. He's middle-aged, and rather than putting the money toward owning a home for when he's in his golden years, he's just putting it all on rent. I remember when I grew up as a little girl, there's a commercial how putting money in rent was like burning it in fire. You have nothing but rent receipts to burn afterward. So you need to discuss your goals, your education, how much should be spent. You need to do a budget. Many people today don't budget. And they say, well, I can't be out of more money. I have more checks in my checkbook. They don't understand finances. So talk over with the potential spouse finances, your goals, your plans, see if you're on the same page. Another thing is in-laws. I know a very famous religious leader that wrote a book that said in-laws off the boat. And in that book, it gives an example of how a young couple lived with the parents, and one parent was the wicked stepmother who had the wife scrubbing floors, and she miscarried. So he wrote a chapter, In-Laws Off the Boat. In my own life, my mother was divorced. She married a young man, and he couldn't afford a home, so they lived in a trailer behind the house. But the problem was the mother lived in the house, and she bothered my mother all the time, so she couldn't wait to get divorced. So in-laws off the boat, meet the in-laws, see what their mental health is. I know of a case of Mr. Doe where I said, did you ask about the bride's mother's mental health? No. Well, this person had a serious mental condition, and that was never asked about. So look into the in-laws situation. A big one is sexual problems. Some people have high sex drives, other people have low sex drives. It's a problem when they get together. There's also the problem of infidelity, where one of the partners may have wandering eyes. So in California, you just put an X in the box, irreconcilable differences. You can't get along. You're entitled to a divorce. But look ahead and talk about sexual problems. See, is there a limit on how long the sex act can take place? And are there parameters in the family, in the sex life? Ask the person, what is the sex life? Stories in your family. I want to know. And then what we need to do is focus on compatibility. Find someone you're going to be compatible with. Some people, they want to marry after the first date. But if you date over a period of time, then you'll see how compatible you are. Say, all is fair in love and war. Well, love often goes to war. You have to have shared values. Do you like a partner that gets up early, goes to work, carries their load? Or do you want a partner that says, "Fe sera, sera, I don't want to do anything in my life"? Those are things you need to be talking about. And you need mutual respect. I have seen in several of the divorce cases that I've done that one party treats the other like trash, that they're disposable. You wonder if they're really in love, if the partner is trash. So get someone that makes you feel better, that makes you feel good, that treasures you, that cherishes you, not someone that will treat you like trash. Some say communication breakdowns are a big cause of divorce. I studied some psychology courses, and they talk about mirror, M-I-R-R-O-R, mirroring or parroting. So if you're talking to your spouse, say, "I understand that you are concerned about my night class schedule. Is that correct?" This is my response. So study psychology and mirroring and parroting. And then some have unrealistic expectations. Some say, "I want to go to Europe every year." They have financial, maybe they want to have a $1 million diamond ring, and they don't have realistic expectation. The husband may make $100,000 a year, but they want to spend $10,000 on a diamond. So you need to have good communications. And one thing that's helpful, when you do get married, have date night where you are a priority. You treasure your time together. And we've talked about financial disagreements and sex. Some people, they have no intimacy in their marriage. Their marriage has gone stale, or infidelity. The general rule is about 50% of the divorces in California, 50% of the partners in California that are married get divorced. And in California, it's actually 60%. So we're looking at one or two or better. I've studied the statistics of how COVID impacted divorce. COVID, you had to stay home, couldn't go anywhere. People started getting on each other's nerves. And they say in some areas, COVID had less divorce. In other areas, they had more divorce. So there can come an epidemic like that, and you have to be prepared to deal with it. And you need to address these problems in advance. My favorite saying is, "Sorrow is born in the hasty heart." And if people don't get along after they're married, someone was impatient and jumped the gun and wanted to be married too soon before they really knew each other. So discuss these things in advance. Be preventative. Avoid problems at a later time. And I know of Mr. Doe where he had to get a divorce because his wife was treating him like trash. He was a money mule. They looked at him to bring in money. They didn't see him as anyone to be cherished or treasured. We all have strengths and we all have weaknesses. They didn't magnify his strengths. They magnified his weaknesses. So there's always enough fault to go around. Compliment each other every day. And also go out and have date night together after you're married and cultivate the marriage. It's like a flower. If we don't water the flower dies. And we say, oh, how did the flower die? Well, you didn't maintain it. You gave it no emphasis. What we focus on increases. If we don't focus on it, it's going to decrease. And then I have also a case of Mr. Brown. I've changed the name to protect the innocent. Mr. Brown, he married, and his wife has different financial goals from him. The wife thinks that she shouldn't work to help. In many marriages, one party's working 2 jobs and the other party works 1 job. There's many expenses of children in school and that. And he didn't look hard enough to see if they had financial compatibility. This particular bride was high maintenance. Everything she saw, she pointed at and she wanted. I'm reminded of Jackie Onassis, who was very wealthy, the wife of Jack Kennedy. And after Jack Kennedy died, the wife married a very wealthy man in Greece, and they had big financial problems. He said, I can't even maintain her, and I'm one of the richest men in the world. So you need to be down to earth, be reasonable. The most important word in the law is reasonable. When a party gets unreasonable, that's when divorce happens. And many say, oh, well, this is nothing, I can get divorced. But there's support obligations that come from divorce and prevent the problem. Don't go into it recklessly. Ask around, ask family members, and do studying. So I hope that this has helped you. It's the side of an attorney, and I hope that you pick Mr. or Mrs. Right and you have a wonderful marriage. So many marriages are from the internet, and that's a good source. So this will be the end of the recording.